Va salute. This is Troy Pacelli of Last Call, and I'm just here to let you know that the following live stream is rated R for adult language, highly inappropriate jokes, and oh, who the are we kidding? We have no idea what is going to come out of Gorilla's mouth. Viewer discretion is advised.
Kick back, light up, let the good vibes flow. It's Gorilla Cigar Lounge, the place to go. Politics, nerds, and the good old days. Grab your drink, join the talk, let's set it ablaze. Welcome to the lounge where the smokes rise high, where we talk what matters, no sugar, no lie. From galaxy far away to the world outside, Gorilla Cigar Lounge where legends reside. Starships and memories, debates get real. We're saving the world with a mic and some seal. Laughs and wisdom, we're bringing the heat. So pull up a chair, you're in for a treat. Welcome to the lounge where the smokes rise high, where we talk what matters, no sugar, no lie. From galaxy far away to the world outside, Gorilla Cigar Lounge where legends reside. Starships and memories, debates get real. We're saving the world with a mic and some seal. Laughs and wisdom, we're bringing the heat. So pull up a chair, you're in for a treat. Welcome to the lounge where the smokes rise high, where we talk what matters, no sugar, no lie. From galaxy far away to the world outside, Gorilla Cigar Lounge where legends reside. So spark up that stove, let's start the show. At Gorilla Cigar Lounge, let the conversation flow.
You know, every generation has that group that are extraordinary men who pick up the call or they hear the call to serve, and they serve our country with distinction. We would have one generation that we call the greatest generation. They're who after who went to war. The wives came home and produced the weapons that they had to fight. They fought for our freedoms. They fought for our country. We stopped the advance of the Nazis. They're Nazis. And here tonight we are to thank them. And I lost my co-host here. All right, there he is.
Yeah, I tried refreshing. Nothing will get rid of that damned annoying sidebar. This is fucked.
It's a new feature. They're working the bugs out.
Yeah, well, if they would give me a button to tell it to go F itself, that would be great. But they haven't given me one here.
Well, then just launch the landscape one to full screen.
Oh, I go full screen, but it's still there.
Yeah,
it's still there. Yeah, it's still there.
So
it just makes everything bigger, but it's still there.
Yeah, but anyhow, these veterans they deserve more than a day. They deserve more than the middly handouts that we get. That some of our servicemen right now aren't even getting all the equipment they need. Heck, there's a lot of times our men and women overseas do not get what they need here. We got veterans serving all over the world right now, and even some of them they can't even get a proper mess hall right now for some damn reason. But anyhow, with me I got PvP. How are you doing?
I'm okay, Gorilla. I got a little bit done today. Yeah, it's a weird time to remember the veterans because they're being treated like such crap up here. Um, Remember when about a week ago, a couple of judges, I believe it was Nova Scotia, banned their court workers from wearing the poppy in court because they said it was a political statement. Even the premier of the province was outraged and pissed off when they did that. But get this, I just looked at it, like I think it was yesterday. The minister on the Liberal Party in charge of Veterans Affairs, she stands up in the House of Commons and she says, "Oh, I totally understand those judges' decisions and respect them." So okay, we have the minister of Veterans Affairs. They used to be people that would stick up and defend the veterans' rights. Now we have one that will just stick a knife in the backs of our veterans because she's too stupid to figure out that the poppy is not political. The poppy is about paying respect to our fallen heroes that sacrifice their lives sometimes to defend our country. But she's too dim-witted to get that. I am so sick. Girl, you just go online and listen to Liberal Party members' speeches in the House of Commons, and you will be shocked at the level of ignorance and stupidity in this party. I can't remember the last time I saw a Liberal that actually said anything intelligent. Oh, by the way, here's a good one. Mark Carney plans to fire about 400,000 civil servants over the next couple of years.
Okay.
You know what he's
Well-
going to do with them? It came out the last couple of days. He's gonna give 300,000 civil servants a week or two of firearms training and put them into the military reserves to fight. Okay, these people are pencil pushing geeks. Probably half of them are 50 years old and overweight. Giving them a week or two of gun training is not going to make them fit to operate on the level of a military person. And they do this the week of Veterans Day, of the Remembrance Day. Like, there's another kick in the balls to our brave veterans, right? Days before the day we're talking about here tonight, Carney announces this bullshit, and it's like, this is ridiculous. And he's only trying to cover his ass because he doesn't want 300,000 angry civil servants wanting to, string him up and take him to court for violating, taking away their jobs. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of these people have long-term contracts with the government where they shouldn't just be able to be arbitrarily dismissed by it. So, I haven't looked into all that details yet, but there's something really rotten in Denmark here, Gorilla.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's say hello to Sit Dan here. Welcome, Sit Dan. Welcome. Yeah, it's a it's a mirror format. I'm testing it out there. See how it goes there. But I think it'd be good to start off here. I looked up the significance of the poppy because we sell them and they all go to the veterans of foreign wars there, or the VFW. There, the money there, and the poppy holds a deep and multifaceted significance, primarily as a symbol of remembrance, sacrifice, and resilience, especially in the context of war. It's an association with the remembrance of the most prominently linked to World War One, where the red poppy became a powerful emblem after Lieutenant Colonel John McCree wrote a poem in Flanders Field describing poppies growing along the graves of fallen soldiers.
Did you read Flanders Fields the other day, or am I forgetting? Maybe
no,
you
I did not. We did the Rex of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
It's a very short poem, and if you want to read it,
I was already planning on it.
And by the way, John McCrae died in the war, unfortunately.
Yeah,
sadly.
Yeah, because they buried a bunch of the soldiers there. Then when the grass and that started growing, a bunch of poppies grew up. And I've been to the World War One museum down in Kansas City. It is something else to behold there. They had uniforms They've had tanks. They even had a tank with a pulse blown in the side of
Really?
it and everything. They even had
Wow.
a and when you walk into that World War I museum there, you walk across the glass bridge, and down below is 9,000 poppies there that I'm not sure if they're planted or if they're fake ones, but
Mm.
each poppy was supposed to represent one death in World War I, and there was 9,000 of them underneath that glass bridge.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's just a Canadian thing or I don't know if they celebrate it in other countries at all. Like you guys don't hear really, that's not really a tradition in America, is it, to wear the poppies in November?
Yes. Like if I was gonna go to the bar the other day, there'd be some lady going around selling them for a buck. But
Oh, good.
all the money I think goes to either Wounded Warrior Project or the VFW.
Yeah, it basically goes to help our fighting men for sure, and women. There were women that served in the wars as well. I don't want to leave them excluded.
The thing is when we say men, we're using it as the nomenclature of the human race versus
Like
yeah.
mankind, right? When Kirk goes for you know for all man, strange new worlds, for all mankind. It's like, yeah, we know what you mean back in the '60s. We knew what that meant. People now are going, oh, that's so sexist. It's like, no, it's not sexist. Mankind was an expression back then.
Uh, well, the well the well the thing with it is we haven't really had a real conflict there or struggle in a long time. If you look at up till like the 1950s, there we've always had some kind of struggle, whether it is just trying to survive on the frontiers, trying to survive on your farms, and that you've had plagues, you've had constant wars and stuff. And up till the 1950s, there, we've always had some kind of struggle. Now we don't have a struggle, so people are making shit up so that they can find their struggle in their fight that they need.
Well, the trouble is, when I think of the WW1, WW2, even Korean War veterans, I think like those were real soldiers that had a real cause and they were fighting for a real belief that they believed in democracy. Uh, we seem to have gone from the battlefield to the streets of our countries now, where people are picking up ideologies, many of which I do not agree with, um, and somehow they think by being a social justice warrior, they are equal to a veteran who sacrificed much to defend our democracy. And the thing they don't seem to get in their heads, our veterans defended democracy, and the people in the streets now uh, are attacking democracy, but they can't seem to grasp that fact.
So, I want to go through the different colors here.
Sure.
Because each poppies come in various colors. Like the most common one that we've seen are the red poppies. That they're to represent the sacrifice, remembrance, of the blood of our
We
fallen
we we
soldiers.
we we only get the red ones up here, Gorilla, in my part of Canada.
Yeah. Well, you got white poppies that symbolize peace, nonviolence, and the commitment to ending all wars. They're originated by the Peace Pledge Union, the 1930s. Purple poppies honor the animals that died in war, particularly horses. You also had your dogs, like you got your Mississippi dogs, or even the animals that they trained to carry a bomb underneath the tank and then blow it up. But
I can't
they're
remember that one.
they're oh yeah, the Russians were famous for that one. Then
Sounds
you,
like the Russians.
then your black poppies are symbolizes like your African Caribbean and your indigenous soldiers in conflict. Pink poppies are associated with compassion, love, and spiritual connection, while yellow and orange poppies represent optimism, renewal, and joy.
Yeah, I've seen all those different poppy colors, but I honestly think the only official one would be the red poppy because I have never seen a single one of those other colors here in 67 years of being alive, Gorilla. It's always been the red poppy to honor veterans, specifically to honor our veterans, either fallen or still alive. It's to honor their um, efforts to defend us. So
Yeah.
those other poppies might be beautiful, but I've never seen one.
No, they're not nearly as common as the red poppy there. And hey, sit down.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, Gorilla, hey, Phoebe. And I will say this: hopefully, no wicked witch puts a spell on Poppy to put you to sleep permanently.
And hey, Scurvy, how's it going? He goes, hey, fellers.
Lemon.
No, oh, we don't got fruitcakes tonight.
Yeah, jeez.
Oh, here's another fun fact that the Cigar dug up goes. The poppy also has practical and cultural uses beyond symbolism. The opium poppy or some scientific crap is the source of morphine and codeine, vital for pain relief. Poppy seeds are used in cooking and baking for their nutty flavor. The flower is also a popular ornamental plant in gardens and floral arrangements.
Well, wasn't that one of the big things they were growing in Afghanistan to make money before the West went in there and kind of, eradicated a lot of that?
Well, from what I hear, they let the farmers replant their. How can I say this with YouTube? When they plant their, I'll say this, herbal drugs that are highly against the law here. They let them replant them because it was their source of living. The Afghan farmers over there.
But still, didn't our Western governments try and eradicate the poppy growing over there? If I remember, because they just didn't like they connected it to the drug trade and they wanted to get rid of it, right? And I would say, I don't know about how you feel, guys, but I think the Afghanistan war was probably the last, not a major war, but the last, war that we got involved in where we actually lost a significant amount of our military. So I would remember those veterans as well.
Yeah,
But
but look how fast everything fell apart within a few months due to some bad policy decisions roughly a few years ago.
Well, it was a bad policy when they pulled American troops out, and that was under what, Obama, I believe.
No, that was under Biden. That was Biden.
Nah, yeah, it was under Biden.
Biden, okay.
I don't know who's the dumbass who thought it'd be a great idea to pull the military out before the civilians and pull them out and pull the troops out before you pull the equipment out.
That was dumb. Yeah.
Yeah. And welcome Booty Duty Nick. Welcome. He goes, now they guarded it. And welcome Phantom Boomer. Welcome.
Hi, Phantom.
Booty Duty Nick goes hit.
How many service people did you lose over in the Afghan conflict, girl? If you have a number, roughly.
I think it was 4,000.
Wow, that's a lot for a war that didn't actually determine any outcome. That is too many.
Well, look at the casualties we had in World War One. Well, we had 100,000 in World War One, 400,000 World War Two. Korea, I don't think.
At least a few thousand, probably.
All right, so this is what I got here: the Afghanistan War, which lasted from 2001 to 2021, resulted in a significant loss of life across multiple groups. The Cost of War Project estimates that the war killed between 176,000 and 212,000 people, including 46,319 civilians, 60,095 Afghan military and police personnel, and at least 52,893 opposition fighters. The total number of coalition deaths, including U.S. and allied forces, is reported as 3,621, with 3,485 occurring during NATO's combat and operations that ended in 2014. This included 2,456 U.S. military deaths and 3,923 U.S. Department of Defense contractors and civilian deaths from 2021 to 2020, or 2001 to 2021.
Yeah, you guys lost a lot. I know we had a minor role anyway as far as military. I think in that conflict, I believe the final number was 51 of our soldiers that died over there fighting in Afghanistan. So compared to the U.S., it was a small number, but I don't think we sent nearly as big a force in as you guys probably did. So, I don't know what the context of the numbers are.
Well, I bet you guys sent enough to satisfy your NATO obligations. But I'm pretty sure a lot of these countries are like, hey, the U.S. got this. They don't need our help. We'll just send the bare minimum. They call it the coalition there.
Yeah,
there.
I do.
Because we are because our military is the backbone of NATO. NATO would fall apart without the United States. That's
obviously
we have the bulk of the resource. We have the bulk of the resource that we put into the military.
That's why when I heard Carney announcing the other day that he's going to send 300,000 bureaucrats with 2 weeks of handgun training or whatever and put them into the military, I was like, I actually made a comment on Facebook. I said, this is so ridiculous. It sounds like an old Monty Python skit. And I got a lot of positive feedback on my comment. People are like, yeah, it does sound like Monty Python is so stupid.
Well, PvP, you know what they used to call them? Cannon fodder.
What? Oh, yeah. But can you honestly see a guy that's like 45 pushing pencils for the last 25 years, eating donuts, sitting on his ass? He's probably 100 pounds overweight. Do you think he's actually going to be of any use to any fucking military? I mean, it drives me crazy.
Yes, he will. PvP, he will be very, very, very useful. Because you know why? How he'll be useful? Because when they're out in the field there, he'll be the one to go, hey, look, okay, go down there and look and see what's in that hole for us. That's how he'll be useful. Or he'll say, hey, pick your...
They'll probably go, hey, there's donuts down there. And he'll say, donuts!
No, he'll just be...
He'll be the Homer Simpson of the troop, right? So
he'll be the whole checker there. It's kind of like how can I say this without offending our YouTube overlords? Fuck it, I'm just gonna say it.
Careful.
I'm just gonna say it. In the Ukraine war, they recruited mentally retarded people, and they got videos of this. And you know exactly what their job was in that trench. Their job was to poke their head up and tell the guys what they see across the field. That was what their job would have been.
So you're saying that their job is to poke their heads up and deplete the Russian army of their bullets?
No, or their job is to scan across the field and tell them exactly what they see. Now, if it wastes a Russian bullet, it wastes a Russian bullet. But
I'm sure
that's the politest I can put it.
I'm sure a lot of them bought the bullet, so I just think what's going to be interesting so I got a feeling hundreds of thousands of civil servants are not going to willingly want to join the military. I just have this weird feeling that you can only push people so long. And let's face it, some of these are career bureaucrats with cushy jobs. They have a safe family life. And if Carney wants to send them to Ukraine with 2 weeks of training, I got a feeling that if we got 300,000 people revolting, doing court challenges, man, this liberal government, they are going to be busy for a few months. I think
Yeah.
this is going to
Well,
backfire.
let's
I
see.
think his potential is going to be a big backfire on Carney. I think the
Yeah,
man's nuts. I mean, it's obviously he's nuts. Everything he does is insane. I haven't
yeah,
seen
let's
one
see.
logical thing he's done in the last 7 months.
Let's see. Boomer says wrong idea again. Not sure what the wrong idea is.
Meat
Booty
shield.
Duty Nix
Yeah,
is meat shield
you got
100%.
it. You got it,
Gorilla.
Booty.
Yeah, cannon fodder.
Well,
And Carney wants
he
to
also,
get rid of all the bureaucrats, so it's easier to make this a communist country.
well, just think about it too. When you lose 300 or 400,000 workers in the bureaucracy, what's going to happen to services for Canadian citizens? There won't be any.
I don't know. We're firing people left and right, and services seem to be getting better.
Hey, I don't mind
See, a
cutting. I
lot
don't
of
mind. I
see a lot.
don't mind. Go ahead.
See, the problem with a lot of these services and these departments and these bureaucracies that we have is they blow up themselves, and then they start having problems there, and they think the solution is, oh, just throw more money at it. No, you're bloated and inefficient. How about we fix the inefficiencies? Because look at our Department of Education there. Their idea was to keep sending them more money there. And what happened? Look how retarded people are nowadays.
But the thing is, Gorilla, in the context as a Canadian, Carney came in and he announced his budget a few weeks ago at $78 billion debt, $70 billion debt. And you know how he's covering his ass to try and deal with that debt? One thing is to fire 300,000 or 400,000 civil servants and cut their wages to try and cover his ass for his overwhelming debt problem, which is obvious what he's doing. He's like, you know, the guy that has the shells. It's like, which ball is the shell? The whole shell game. That's Carney all the way. He's done that ever since he got elected. He's the shell master of bullshit, this guy. And I'm not against trimming fat on bureaucrats. I'm all in favor of that, actually. But chopping 300,000 or 400,000 people in a couple months, I think that's going to create problems. Personally, I would say weed out. Maybe take out 15, 20, 50,000 a month. You know, over a span of like half a year. Do it in an organized manner to take out the real deadhead, useless ones. But I'm sure there's got to be thousands of bureaucrats that actually do a good job every week to help citizens. You don't want to just. It's like just fire everybody, right? Whether you're good, bad, or ugly, just fire them all. Like dumb.
No, I think like we've been firing people left and right out of our damn government there. They've been firing them left and right, and services have improved. Now you may have a good shock taking that 300,000 employees out of the bureaucracy there. It may hurt for like a week, maybe two, you know. But once they reorganize and restructure, you have someone who knows what the fuck they're doing. Your services could be 100% better.
Well, yeah, out of conservative government that knew what the fuck they were doing and they could reorganize, I would say that's a fine argument. The trouble is, we got a bunch. Well, okay, let's put it this way. Carney has been cozying up to the commies in China for months now, going over there doing photo ops, shaking hands with their great leader, and saying our relationship with you guys in the U.S. is over. We'll never do a trade deal. We'll like fuck America. We'll do nothing. Have nothing to do with you guys. Our best ally, the country that defends us from speaking Russian, our $1 trillion trading partner every year. We can trade with every other country on the planet. It's not going to come anywhere close to our trade we've had with the Americans, you guys, over decades and decades and decades. And Carney just wants to suck up to a bunch of communists because he at heart is a commie himself, if you look at his policies. Yeah. And the other day, the communist government, somebody in the commie government in China tweeted they'd like to behead the new Japanese prime minister, that new lady that just got elected, which she seems very smart because she's right of center, and she's going to deport the immigrants that are not contributing. She says, I would rather have no immigration than have a country with immigrants that contribute nothing. And that's what I want to hear from my government. Just a basic sentence, common sense. That's what I want. Just common sense. Just give me common sense. And when Carney sides with a country that says they want to behead a democratically elected woman in Japan because they don't like her policies on Taiwan, which, by the way, we are bound to defend if the commies ever launch an attack on it. I believe that's the things you guys in the States have signed.
Well,
it's like
that's a complicated issue.
You know, it's not complicated.
No, because we don't have a signed formal treaty with Taiwan. We have a verbal treaty.
Well, you got an understanding. Okay, I'll give it that. But
every time Biden came to say that said, hey, we'll come to Taiwan's defense. Then also the staffers in the White House had to backtrack it. So if all hell, the only thing this may be a cold-hearted thing, but the only thing the United States gives a shit about with Taiwan is their chip factories. That's all they care about with Taiwan.
I still think it would be the old thing about communism starting to encroach. If Taiwan fell, people will be starting to go, what's next? Because you bet if China gets too bold and they can flex their muscle without anybody counterattacking that flexing, what's next? I don't know. There's lots of Asian countries that they could try and move into, right?
Well,
not that they will, but they could.
Well,
they already are. They already are.
Well, PvP, there is something about that. Well, it's twofold. I would say they're going to use their ground forces to blockade their land rivals or neighbors to cut off their trade from foreign investors. Then they build up their navy assets. They're going to blockade naval powers like Japan or the Philippines to chokehold the trade routes over there and try to get better deals with Japan and other sea minor powers out there, like what the U.S. does, sort of.
How long do you think U.S. Trade routes cut off by China are gonna last? I don't think you block a trade route in Asia, and what do you think Trump's reaction is going to be? He's going to go in and say, "Fuck you, back down, or I will kick your ass," and I bet he will. You've got the biggest navy in the fucking planet, and I'm sure Trump wouldn't have a problem with sending in some of your major armed vessels floating on the ocean there into the China Sea to say, "Fuck off, China."
Yeah, well, I'm just saying it's a theoretical thing that may happen since China is building up their navy assets, but then their navy branch has very limited experience in Navy warfare. Meanwhile, the U.S. Navy are skilled opponents. They know how to work the Navy like the back of their hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, the U.S. Navy's got many decades of experience.
Yeah. Let's catch up on chats here. JP says, in guerrilla in Vietnam, the U.S. had Special Olympic Force. Never even heard about that.
Well,
JP
they had
Sale.
special
Agreed
forces. I don't know if they
insufficient.
were Olympic trained. That's a new one.
I think he's making a joke.
Hope
And
so.
Poland has a better stance on immigration. Yeah, they do. But let's get back on topic here.
Yeah.
I think a good way here. This I'm not sure if this is the World War One museum that I was at here, but they had some cool pictures here. Like this was the Paris at war here,
Huh.
and here's one of the photos they had up here.
That poster's by Toulouse-Lautrec. I
Yeah.
studied him in art school.
Yeah. So here we got the picture here. They got the metro lines for Paris here. God, is actually World War One that the French got rid of these uniforms because it made their officers stand out too much. That's when they started switching to the green uniforms and all that.
I gotta say they should just put a target on the center of that one because it's pretty dumb.
the hats are what their helmets are what gave it away, but the bright colors it just makes you easier targets.
Well, that uniform to me says, "Shoot me, please shoot me now."
Well, the problem is when we had the back in the 1800s and the 1700s, there when all these countries had these brightly colored uniforms and all that, you didn't have precision weapons there. You had the muskets. And the uniforms actually started changing once you got into the era of the repeating rifle and stuff. That's when uniforms started changing them. World War One, they were still using horses for cavalry, and they just got gunned down on the fields there.
Well, it is interesting how it takes time for military elites to clue into the changing times, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's always a learning curve.
And this poster here that's right next to the uniform, it's put up all over Paris there. It goes, with the killers, with the incendiaries, with the thieves, we don't debate, we judge them, you remember. And it's basically, it's kind of like Uncle Sam Wants You poster. Basically, it's the fucking Germans' fault. That's basically all it is. Then this shows like apparently there's Zeppelin air raids here. They of course they use a little girl the significance loss of life there, to piss off the Parisians or Paris people or whatever you want to call them.
Parisians? Parisians?
Yeah, whatever we call it. This is the Navy men in Paris. Right there is John Walton next to his brother Ben Walton. Oh, there you go. You finally got onto that
one. That's great. Thank you. Hey, you should clip that for our next Walton stream when we do one.
Yeah.
You should clip that. That would be good, man.
Yeah. Then here's just the African American band played at the Red Cross there.
Ooh.
Everyone all but at the Armistice Day in Paris there. Everyone all but went mad. Okay, celebration. And I would like to visit the Versailles there, especially see the Hall of Mirrors there, where the signing ceremony take place. All right, so there's that there. Come on.
Is Veterans Day just a holiday in the U.S. or is it a world holiday?
Hardly a world holiday. A lot of countries probably don't even have anything for their veterans. It's Remembrance Day here in Canada anyway. We don't have a Veterans Day.
Yeah.
But it's basically the same fucking thing.
But you guys want to know what my luck would be in war? And welcome, Suzanne. Welcome, welcome. My luck would be that guy from the Baltimore. It's, uh, it's from Baltimore. I think it was the first regiment, or was it?
Mm.
Yeah, it was from Baltimore. Okay, it's not given his regiment. He was in the Baltimore regiment there.
Do you, do you know the
Because
do you know the number of the regiment, or I can look it up on the number of the Baltimore regiment? That way you can refine the search.
okay, okay, so he is from Baltimore. There, he is a supply sergeant for the 313th Infantry Regiment of the 79th Division. Now he is the last identified person to die for World War One, because that when the armistice was signed, the guns were to fall silent on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. The guns were to fall silent. He was shot at 10:59. That'd be my luck.
Yeah, talk about bad luck. I've actually heard that story before. It's like, wow, that really sucks.
Yeah, that there's still a couple pop shots fired out after 11, but
Well,
they literally, the Germans, the British, and the French kept shooting each other right up to the 11 o'clock deadline.
I wouldn't be surprised if a few people got shot afterwards because they didn't actually hear that it was over.
No,
'Cause that,
they're going for the easy pop shot.
yeah, well,
Everybody knew it. Let's see. The
actually,
Chinese Navy has many boats. Yeah,
go
Screw
ahead.
here says the Chinese Navy has many boats, but lesser ability than ours. Yes, they are a bigger navy than ours, but most of their boats are like our Coast Guard cutters. They don't have. I think they got like what, 2 aircraft carriers, and even then,
3.
those are falling apart. Yeah, but they're not very good aircraft carriers. I think they even still have wooden decks. Chinese can't afford to invade Taiwan because they can't afford to be cut off for trade with the U.S., which would, yeah, I could already see an embargo going in place there, but the problem is scurvy, that is that they had taken themselves so far into our economy there, it will take decades for us to untangle ourselves. Hey, welcome, DJ. And while you're here, DJ, are you the DJ Play Nights that goes by T Tony on Twitter or on Instagram there with the after with the cigarette butts in it? I want to make sure I got the right DJ Play Nights on there. And PvP wears a bright eggnog colored uniform into battle.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. And hey, Suzanne, welcome. And Grilla, salute, and thanks for hosting. Wanted to swing by and say hi, and thumbs up this thing, and have a great show. Thank you very much, DJ. Thank you. And a salute at our veterans. Yeah, yes, T-Bone. Okay, I'll message you here when I get a chance.
Have you heard that? Ever heard that Neil Young song? Ain't got no T-bone, but I got mashed potatoes. That's a pretty good song. It's really funny, actually.
I got a couple T-Bones in the freezer.
Right on.
Yeah.
By the way, before we move too far on from World War One, I just want to mention, I probably told this story before, but I had a grandfather that was one of the last Victorians born in the 1890s when Queen Victoria was still alive before she croaked maybe 5 or 6 years after that. he would have been in his 20s when the war broke out in 1914. My grandfather was he volunteered. He was a volunteer, went into the British Army, and he actually fought in the trenches in France for like the rest of the war. And I remember talking to him in the 60s. He never talked much about the war because I think he had too many horror stories of his friends being killed in the trenches. But he did spend all those years in a trench. I remember he told me how they had to shave all their hair off because the lice. He told me about the dead rats eating the bodies of his dead comrades. It was pretty fucking nasty. I don't think any young people can comprehend the horror that these people went through, like, over a century ago now. But anyway, he fought bravely, even though sometimes the Germans were maybe 20 or 30 feet, because it was a horrible trench war. Like, there's the opposite side was like maybe 30 feet away from you often, and you were, doing skirmishes. And he actually got attacked and captured by the German military at one point. But he managed to actually escape from the Germans to get back to the trench on his side of the war. And my grandfather was an amazing man. That's probably why he moved to Canada, because he moved to BC, which is about as far away from England as you can get geographically. I don't blame him. I think he was pretty fed up with what happened to him in those war years, and built himself a great life, built himself a nice little house, had a family, and had a successful life. And when I think of Veterans Day, I always think of my grandfather, because I can't not think of my grandfather's sacrificing 4 years of his life as a young man in those filthy trenches in France. And that makes it real to me. I mean, I can talk about abstract stuff about veterans, but my connection with the past with my granddad makes it very real. And I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah.
PvP, tell me.
Well,
PvP, tell me, do you have a French grandmother from your grandfather going over to France? Then a few years later, he got a French woman and he married her and moved over to Canada, or did he marry a English woman?
He had an English woman. They got married back in the 1890s when they were younger, and he was probably like 15 or something when they got married. So he married an English woman, and they stayed together until they died.
Yeah. Well, you Canadians they got my favorite war story there. I think it even got its own section in the Geneva Suggestions there. Well, because I distinctly remember hearing that the Canadians, they threw a bunch of canned food into the Germans' trench there. That they were thanking them there. Then they asked for more, so you guys threw some more cans of food over into the German trenches there. Then the third time they're standing up asking for some more food. You guys threw a bunch of grenades into their trench.
Well, you got to be pretty naive to think the enemy's going to feed you when the enemy's trying to kill you, right?
Well, they did give them their last meal.
Well, that's Canadian.
They got their last meal rights.
That's courtesy. That's Canadian courtesy, right there, Gorilla. We will feed and we will feed and treat you well, and then we'll kill you.
It's your last meal rights, right?
Last rights for the Hun, yes.
No, but I'm pretty sure there's a section that Geneva Suggestions
people love it, but the Canadian military back then were badasses, though. Well, they were probably British, actually. They're probably still under British control in the First World War. But yeah, our troops used to be badasses until the last 20 years of shitty. Well, actually, the last 10 years of shitty government has really destroyed our military.
Yeah, but I also had a couple of relatives in the military too. My great uncle Benny there, he served in North Africa. There, I had another uncle. He was I think he was in the Pacific there. I think he was at Pearl. But then I also have
Really?
my my grandpa was radio master third class or something. Or he served in Vietnam. He was on one of the ships in Vietnam there. Then
Wow.
my uncle Dave he was in the army. They kind of went their separate ways there. He got discharged, but they they told him if he leaves the army now, they'll give him an honorable discharge. If not, he'll. I do not know the story behind that, but they told him you're done. Either you leave now on your own accord, he'll give you an honorable discharge. If not, we'll go through the whole rigmarole.
So you telling me he was a gorilla even back in those days, gorilla?
Yeah. Then Joe Chirac there. I think he was Army, but I don't think I can't remember if he served Korea or not. But he's like a cousin. He'd be like he was my grandpa's cousin, so he'd be third cousin to me. If I remember right. Welcome, Ancient One. Welcome. It's been a minute. He goes, welcome to Gorilla's Random Thoughts podcast live stream. Our awesome gorilla with random thoughts. Check him out and see what he's all about. Thank you for that. Ancient One goes, thank you for being here
Hey
with
there.
Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Our awesome gorilla with random thoughts. Please follow him and smash that like button. Enjoy his content. Enjoy your stay. And he goes, hello to Gorilla, Cynthia, and everybody else in the live chat.
Hey
Yes,
there.
it has been a while. Anytime, Gorillas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've had quite a few people in your family that have served then, from what you're saying.
Yeah, my cousin was in the army, but I'm not all sure what, or he was National Guard, but I'm not sure all that he is. I don't think he completed his training though. I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
Then right now my daughter's uncle is over in is actually over in the Middle East somewhere. I'm not quite sure where at in the Middle East. He's over there. He's with the Iowa National Guard. Guard he's got sent over. I think he's on his third or fourth tour over there, maybe more. But they're saying that this deployment seems a lot different than than any of the other deployments. But of course, there's a lot more shit going on anymore. A lot of countries are wanting to talk shit right now. No one will back up their words, but they want to talk shit.
Yeah, and ever since the deal between Israel and Palestine, things have been relatively quiet from what the news cycle is. But I haven't checked the major news outlets for any top news about that yet. Has there been any update on that?
The peace is holding, but would be surprised me if there's a couple pop shots from both sides going off and they're just not being reported.
Well, I remember a lot of independent media about a month ago where Gazans were actually killing other Gazans. I think it was Hamas were like executing people. They would tie their hands behind their back, put them on their knees, and blow their brains out. Not a pretty sight, really.
Well, I think what was happening. Hamas was trying to clean out the undesirables. Either that they were trying to, and I'm not trying to be derogatory on that. That's just kind of like the term that these assholes use, for societies, or either that they're trying to trigger an international response because they're not done yet, or they're trying to force a reaction out of Israel to
Yes.
kind of like deteriorate their standing even more in the
Oh,
international
sure.
community.
Of course they are. Isn't it interesting that Greta didn't say anything about Gazans killing other Gazans with a bullet in their head? Interesting there, Greta. On your silence. What do you think she
Well,
would
that's
have said?
because
It would have been if the Israeli Defense Force had gone in and shot Gazans in the head. What would Greta's spiel been? Oh, I would have think it would have been totally different.
it will have been
Um,
whatever script she got handed that week.
By the way, did you see? I don't know if this is true, but I noticed it on Facebook. Somebody posted that Greta actually told us to turn our heat off because putting heat on in our homes is killing the trees because it's causing them to lose their leaves.
Bullshit.
I read this. It was on
I
Facebook. This is true.
well,
Well, it
well,
could be
I
fake,
think
but I actually
yeah,
read this on Facebook.
no, I call bullshit shit on it. If she
Could
really
be.
wants to, if she really wants to to us to turn off her heat, I invite her to come to Minnesota during a polar vortex.
I just
I'll personally buy her airfare to come to Minnesota to sit, and she can sit outside in a park there. Well, when it's -40 with the -70 wind chill, they tell me to turn off the fucking heat.
well, that's the thing. I mean, I didn't even react to that post because there's a lot of sadly Facebook has kind of become like X. It's all polarizing bullshit 90% of the time. But I got it. I had
No,
a laugh.
well,
I
the
had a
thing
laugh
I've
when it
noticed
was.
yeah,
It made me
yeah, that's
laugh
what I
because
mentioned. But I've
it
noticed,
made me it made me laugh because the sad thing was it wasn't anything that would be too crazy for Greta to spout that we're killing trees and their leaves are falling off because of human interaction with the planet. It's like
no,
Greta, it's
it,
called fall.
yeah,
It's called fall. The leaves
no,
fall off the trees for winter every year, Greta. So I thought the post was bogus as
no.
soon as I saw it, but I still laughed my ass off.
Well, what do you expect from a city girl? But anyhow, no, that's what Facebook has become lately. It's either
It's
all
gotten bad.
AI crap of fake. Well, it's either all AI plane crashes or fake strikes or fake crap. It's all AI shit. Or you get a lot of fake posts there. Like I could tell you. I don't even have to do any research. I can tell you when someone puts up one of those fake tweets from Donald Trump just because they'll put the name Donald J. Trump at the bottom instead of "Thank you for your attention in this matter."
Well, the
As soon
thing
as I
is,
see that,
left and right are both posting all kinds of bullshit on Facebook, which I'm kind of I'm pretty fed up. I just kind of scroll through it. I don't really pay much attention anymore at this point, but yeah, it's unfortunate. It's really getting bad, actually. It's That's why I don't go on. I haven't gone on Twitter for like a year, and I just don't go there anymore because I got fed up. Now Facebook is becoming the same echo chamber bullshit on the left and the right, and I'm just tired. Like, guys, okay, I'm a rightist, but it's just like I don't want to listen to the back and forth echo chambers that everybody's creating because they're both echo chambers. If you're a leftist or a rightist, it's an echo chamber mostly. And it's like I don't have the time or the energy to pay attention to this crap anymore. You know the one thing, did you get my AI? I think it was it Jim's landscape. He put an AI video that was actually funny. That had a bunch of had the donuts, the cops attacking the delivery truck when the donuts got spilled on the highway. That was pretty funny.
Mhm. Yeah.
If you haven't
I
watched
haven't
that,
really.
it's only like 20 seconds, but it's pretty funny. It's
Yeah,
silly.
I know. Yeah, I noticed that. Or there's a lot of content where people that they'll just sit there and go like this, and then they have thing, and it's they just they're just using someone else's content there, or they'll start talking, then all of a sudden they'll stop, and it's like, what the fuck?
Well, I actually blocked one guy today because he's so far left liberal that I'm sure if he went to China, he'd be sucking dick over there because he just loves the commies. And I just got tired of him attacking anybody on the right, the Conservative Party in general, and Pierre Polyev in particular, saying, "Oh yeah, you conservatives have been doing the broken record for 10 years about how bad the liberals are." And it's like, well, it's because they have been god awful for the last 10 years. We went from a under the last conservative government, we had like a $5 billion surplus, and now under Carney we have a $78 billion deficit. So 10 years of liberals. Tell me what the fucking failure is here. And this guy was still preaching that conservatives are stupid and bad, and I blocked him today. I said, okay, I don't want nothing more. Nothing more. He's an idiot. He just keeps continuing to
Well,
spew crap, so I blocked him.
I
I don't
think.
care.
Well,
He's an idiot. I blocked him.
problem is you got a lot of these content farmers too that'll sit there and they'll post some shit there just to get a bunch of people to comment on the damn thing there because
Oh,
it
they
gets
want
engagement and
reaction.
spreads more.
Yeah, it's obvious he wants to
Yeah.
get trigger people to react, right? So I just blocked him.
Yeah.
You know, he's obviously, I don't know if he's getting paid by the Liberal Party but obviously he must be getting something out of it to be posting constantly this bullshit. So I just said, okay, fuck off. You're banned. I'm done. You're blocked. I will never see this cocksucker again, and I'm happy for that. I'm at that point now. If you are an asshole, I'm just going to I'm going to block you. That's it. I'm done. I'm finished. I'm over. That's why I like to hang out with good friends here, because I know you guys are decent people, and I enjoy fucking talking to you guys.
Yeah, well, we may be assholes, but we try to be respectful.
No. You're not assholes.
I bet you LDG would beg a differ there because how many times did he tell us to fuck you yesterday?
I'm not even gonna. I have no comment on that.
Yeah.
I have no comment.
Yeah. Our chat's being awfully quiet today.
How's Jethro doing? Has he tasted human flesh lately?
Well, he was just about to. I tried to get him to come up here, but he backed away. Get your ass over here. Get your ass over here.
Careful. I remember the last time he took a big bite out of you. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm nervous now, Dan.
Man, Gorilla is trying to get some pussy now.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. That's a big cat.
Yeah.
You must feed him well, Gorilla.
Well, I cut his nuts. Well, I cut his nuts off it and declawed him, so he has nothing more to do than just to sit there and eat all the fucking day.
Tell me, does he still play? Does he still play with the cat toys you buy him, or is he too lazy for that too?
You know, he's a fucking lazy guy. Hey, no. Oh, you old bastard.
He's fucking biting. Hilarious. Hey, do you still give him you feed him catnip once in a while so he goes crazy?
I haven't had catnip for a while over here.
No, give him some catnip, make him happy.
Yeah.
That'll take his mind off having his nuts chopped off.
He hasn't thought about them for about 9 years. No,
Poor
probably
guy.
closer to 10 years. Probably closer to 10 years. Hey, fucker.
I think I
No,
think little bastard.
fucker.
I think he wants to leave. That's hilarious. He bites the
Whoa.
girl like 5 times. He's like, "How many times do I have to tell you to fucking let me go, you bastard?"
Well, either or his cat was going for some sausage finger hands.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. No, I don't know where everybody's at tonight. We got awfully quiet chat.
Well, I don't know where the hell Germ is. I thought Germ would be up here for sure.
Well, from what I checked,
Jared probably had.
Well, from what I checked through channels, Teague's doing a live stream as well around Gorilla's time right now tonight. That's probably where Germ is.
Well, the thing is too, there was Sci-Fi Nation had Scumbag Affinity, and he had Mikey, and he had other people. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? And they're I don't know if they're still on there, but they're not going to be here, obviously. Well, I know that Teague is not an appropriate thing to talk about on this stream anyway.
Well, to put it nicely, a few of us are on bad terms with him.
Yeah. Here, sit there. You want to read this one?
Jethro is not a vet, but has been to the vet.
Yeah.
Jethro's last good day. He's like, I got balls, and I'm gonna bang a lady cat, and then when he woke up, it's like my life was over.
Yeah. Yeah, his two trips to the vet weren't pleasant ones for him. The first time was he got all his claws and his nuts chipped off. The second time he got a thermometer stuck up his ass.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very good. I wouldn't want to deal with that.
Gee, girl, his record, he must love the vet, huh?
Oh yeah. But anyhow, I do want to read this poem here.
Oh yes, good poem.
Yes. In Flanders fields the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row, that marked our place, and in the sky the larks still bravely singing fly scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved. Now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold high. If yet ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep though poppies grow in Flanders field. Then that's the poem. Short, sweet, and to the point.
George McCrae had no idea. The thing is, I read that George McCrae actually tossed that in the wastebasket because he thought it was crap, and some other person in his unit pulled it out of the wastebasket, and that's how it managed to get published after his death. There's such a incredible circumstance around this poem that it might have never become into the public consciousness in many countries. And I'm glad it did, because George McCrae wrote an incredible poem there. And it's so true too. And what makes me sad is now they're dishonoring our veterans in so many Western countries, and I'm fucking fed up with it. It's crap. Like, they're treating our vets like shit these days, and I really am angry about it. You know what makes me pissed off too is I wore my poppy for the last week and a half every time I went out on my coat. I'd say maybe 25 or 30% of my fellow Canadians were actually wearing it. The majority were not. And it's like, okay, I actually talked to a guy at the table that was selling them because I had my poppy already, but I got talking to him. And I asked him, how's it going? And he's like, oh, it's really slow today, because this was like a couple of days ago, right? And I was like, wow, it's really sad, isn't it, that most Canadians... Are you guys frozen? Is something frozen?
No, I'm not frozen. I'm looking something up.
Okay, geez, I thought you were either frozen or dead or something there, man.
I'm trying to remember. I remember hearing a poem. It's for the cavalry there. Is that because they don't go to hell? They keep on marching. They stop at the canteen there. There.
I'm just going to quickly wrap it up then. That I was very disappointed, lack of respect. And I talked to this guy at the table, and he's like, "Yeah, very slow today for people buying them." And I got talking to him for a couple minutes, and I was like, I guess I was loud enough. I said, "Yeah, it's so unfortunate that people don't honor our veterans anymore by spending $1 or $2 on a poppy." And the great thing was there was an older lady at the next table, and I guess she must have heard what I was saying. So after a minute, she walked over to the table and she actually bought a poppy. And I'm thinking, well, I gotta think I might have had some impact on her saying what I was saying that day. So she went and bought a poppy, and we all had a good conversation. And but still, I see a lot of young people not wearing it. The immigrants I can understand, because unfortunately, we used to have a test where you'd have to name the first prime minister and a lot of things before you ever got to be an immigrant. But of course, the liberals have done away with it. Now they'll take even people connected with a terrorist group now because they're morons. So I've heard immigrants don't even know what a poppy means. They should be educated, though. If you're not educated enough about basic shit like that, you should just leave the country, in my opinion. Just get the fuck out if you don't know the basic values of Canadian society. But yeah, when I see like 30% of people not wearing the poppy, I'm disgusted. I shake my head and I go, this country's fucking done. This country's fucking done. Nobody values tradition anymore. Nobody values. Oh, yeah, the liberals are now trying to make the Bible illegal. They're trying to make chapters in the Bible hate speech. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, just go on YouTube and you'll find those videos where the Liberal Party account is trying to say that certain passages in the Christian Bible are hate speech, and they want them banned. They want them banned, and want anybody that recites them to be banned and not only banned but put in jail for reciting them.
And let me guess, they want to decriminalize certain parts of a certain manifesto too, to make that legal now too, probably.
Well, the Supreme Court of Canada voted 5-4 about a month ago. There was a law. It was a 1-year automatic prison sentence for pedophiles that were caught having their computers full of child pornography, where little kids were getting raped. Well, the Canadian Supreme Court got rid of that 1-year minimum sentence. 5-4, they struck it down. It's like, yeah, let the pedophiles run rampant. We're not going to protect kids. This is my Canada now.
All right.
But they kill ostriches. They'll kill ostriches.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. This one here is called Fiddler's Green. I got introduced to it by a coworker of mine who was with the, I think, the 81st Cavalry Division in Desert Storm.
Yeah, I've heard of this one actually.
Halfway down the trail of hell, in a shady meadow green, are the souls of all dead troopers camped near a good old time canteen, and this eternal resting place is known as Fiddler's Green. Marching past straight to hell, the infantry are seen, accompanied by the engineers, artillery, and marines. For none but the shades of cavalrymen dismount at Fiddler's Green, though some go curving down the trail to seek warmer scene. Just war, a warmer scene. No trooper ever gets to hell. Here he's emptied his canteen, and so rides back to drink again with friends at Fiddler's Green. And so, when man and horse go down beneath the sabre's keen, or in a roaring charge of fierce melee, you stop a bullet clean, and the hostiles come to get your scalp. Just empty your canteen and put your pistol to your head and go to Fiddler's Green. Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. So Ancient One says, I am back with Sun and AFK. And yes, our military veterans deserve better than what they kept treating them as. Yes, exactly. For all due respect, the fascists used the term liberal to hide themselves for who they truly are. Well, they said that the net in the future, not or fascists would call themselves anti-fascists.
Winston Churchill said that, I believe. Unless it's a misquote from him that's quoted all the time.
Because it's nothing more and nothing less than illusion. The user refrain from calling them a fascist.
Yeah, fascist has lost a lot of its meaning. It has.
Yeah. So, all right. So I got nothing more for our Veterans Day. Do you guys got anything more? So PvP's muted. Sit down.
Nothing really, unless you want to try to change the topic about something that maybe Veterans Day related.
No.
Sorry, I had to step away.
Well,
What's up, guys?
No, I was asking if you got anything else there. I don't got anything more for our Veterans Day.
Yeah, I'm pretty much burned out on Veterans Day myself. Unless anybody has another discussion they want to bring up, I don't know.
I think I'm gonna call here. I'm getting tired.
Sure.
I got a phone call that's getting up anyhow.
I can call it.
So thank you. Sit there. What do you got going on?
All right, to all your pen members and to the ones in the chat, know me or don't know me, I'm Sci-Fi Sit Down. You should cover different sci-fi TV shows or movies. I do my sci-fi watch parties on Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, with my co-host. If it was up for it, usually is. And I do my live streams usually on Saturdays between 2 and 4 p.m. Pacific time. I do crossover streams with my communities like Girls Random Thoughts and Resolute Germs. They will not usually do the nice guys for that. And I do have a secondary channel called Old War Swister Down, and now I cover Japanese anime or cartoons in general. Right, doing the Slime Animation Season 3, and it's an adult anime, not Rule 34. You have to be over 18 to check out that stuff. And I do have a third channel that's relatively new. I did just today put up a few videos to make it active somewhat. Please check it out. It's Sci-Fi Historian. On that one, I cover, hopefully in the future, some sci-fi franchises that us sci-fi fans can enjoy all the time. And beyond that, I'll turn it over to PvP, give his own little music promotion and what he's planning to do for his channel's future, hopefully, possibly.
Oh, nothing to report today. Just gonna go and put supper in the oven now and get some sleep because I'm working the next couple days. Yeah, nothing much going on. I mean, really nothing much interesting. I did post an album last weekend if anybody wants to go and check out the latest playlist. But yeah, other than that, it's really not much happening here.
All right, thank you. As for me, Thursday we'll have Twilight Zone. No Walt this Friday, but we should have Sunday Cinema with Men in Black 2. And then next Tuesday we'll have another Cigar Lounge. So thank you everybody for showing up. Just remember. Well, where did I put it? And just remember.
Look, here's the thing.
Fine. Listen,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
We've been stopping, being through the night, rising like gorillas, ready for the fight. Sending out a thank you, every shout and cheer.